dreaming that you're being chased. Have you ever felt like something is following you even when you're alone? As if a silent presence is watching every step, every choice, every secret you try to hide? Today, we're diving into a world your unconscious reveals only through dreams. A place where fear, secrets, and repressed desires take shape. Get ready to discover what your dream is trying to show you, and be careful. The more you run, the closer it gets. The shadow that never stops. In the silence of the night, something watches you. A presence that doesn't touch you but follows you, revealing the first sign that the unconscious is trying to speak while you insist on running away. The more you run, the more the shadow takes shape, learning your fears, your secrets, and everything you try to hide, until its warm, steady breath behind you shows that it doesn't want to capture you. It wants to reveal you. Each step echoes like a warning, a deep pulse reminding you that no one can escape their own reflection. The shadow approaches without haste, as if it knows that sooner or later you'll have to face what you fear most. It molds itself to your heaviest thoughts, taking the form of what you most avoid. Every turn you take, it's there, silent, patient, inevitable. Its invisible eyes pierce your soul as if reading everything you try to bury. And the more you try to speed up, the more the ground stretches beneath you, trapping you in the same cycle. The feeling of being watched grows, seeps into you, tightens your chest, exposing weaknesses you would never admit out loud. Deep down, you know the shadow doesn't appear by accident. It shows up exactly when pretending is no longer possible. And the moment it reaches out its hand, you finally realize it was never a threat. It was a calling. The call of the unconscious. Dreaming that you're being chased reveals an inner conflict, a truth or emotion trying to surface, and the dream becomes the scream you tried to ignore. Your unconscious turns your restlessness into footsteps behind you, reminding you that nothing you avoid disappears. It only gains voice and strength, demanding attention. Each step becomes a silent charge, showing that what you hide is starting to demand your presence. The pressure grows, as if the dream itself insists that you stop pretending everything is under control. It's the mind warning that it's time to look inward, even if it hurts. The call intensifies like a dark whisper, repeating what you silence during the day. It breaks through barriers, tears masks, destroys the walls you built to protect yourself. The more you ignore it, the stronger it becomes, gaining form, weight, intention. Until eventually, no matter how fast you run, the call reaches you, because it doesn't come from outside. It's born inside you. And once you understand that, there is no turning back. The invisible pursuer. The figure that chases you rarely represents someone external. It is a distorted reflection of your own psyche, made of repressed anger, hidden guilt, deep insecurities, or denied desires, appearing in the dream as the part of you that you refuse to recognize. It carries everything you've buried over the years, shadows you pretend not to feel but that remain alive within you. Every detail of the pursuer represents a fragment of what you try to ignore in real life. It doesn't speak, but screams through its relentless presence. It doesn't touch you, but weighs on your shoulders like the truth you insist on postponing. As it approaches, its form becomes clearer, as if your mind is tired of hiding what needs to be seen. This pursuer is the sum of everything silenced and denied. Its existence in the dream is a dark invitation to confront the parts of yourself that you fear the most. It is proof that everything repressed eventually returns, and it returns stronger. And the only way to stop its approach is to acknowledge that it is you, and has always been, running from yourself. Every step you take to escape symbolizes postponed choices, avoided conversations, and hidden feelings, showing that you're not fleeing from an enemy but from parts of yourself that demand to be seen and understood. The dream becomes a mirror you desperately try to avoid. The chase isn't just physical, it's emotional, loaded with everything you push to the back of your mind. Every detour, every corner, every attempt to hide repeats the same mechanisms you use when avoiding your own truth. The dream amplifies this pattern, revealing that there is nowhere to run when the pursuer lives inside you. The pressure grows because what was repressed becomes urgent. Running becomes exhausting, almost painful, as if your soul is begging you to stop and breathe. You notice the scenery changes, but the feeling doesn't, as if the entire dream landscape is shaped by your resistance. Each heartbeat reminds you that avoiding something doesn't heal it. And when you finally understand this, you realize the real danger isn't the pursuer. It's the escape. The pressure closing in. The chase can represent external pressure, deadlines, responsibilities, people who drain your energy, and the pursuer becomes the embodiment of the weight you carry, getting closer every time you try to walk away from what needs to be resolved. Every step reflects the sensation of always being late, always owing something, always trying to survive the pace life imposes. The shadow of pressure grows, as if time itself is closing in on your internal walls. You try to breathe, but the air feels heavy, soaked with expectations you can barely support. The rush that pushes you during the day becomes panic in the dream, making you run without fully knowing from whom you flee. It's as if the pursuer carries all the voices that demand more from you, all the tasks piling up as you try to keep balance. The pressure pulses behind you, gaining rhythm, gaining force, shrinking the distance. And the more you ignore what needs to be done, the stronger this weight becomes until it can no longer be ignored. Because deep down, that figure represents exactly what you know you can't postpone any longer. The fear of being exposed. This dream reveals the fear of being discovered or judged, as if someone could see what you try to hide. The pursuer symbolizes the threat of having your vulnerabilities exposed, triggering the terror of showing your true self to the world. It's the feeling of always being watched, even when you believe you're alone. Every movement in the dream carries the weight of a secret you fear someone might uncover. It's as if the pursuer knows exactly where to touch to make your safety collapse. The idea of being fully seen, without masks, without defenses, sends chills down your spine. You run because admitting your flaws seems more terrifying than any shadowy figure. The fear grows, fed by memories you try to bury and by the versions of yourself you try to hide. The chase becomes the embodiment of your shame, the things you believe others would never accept if they truly knew. Each time the pursuer gets closer, the dream reminds you, no one can outrun their own truth forever. The rising tension. The more you run, the closer the pursuer gets, symbolizing that the more you postpone important decisions, the more the unconscious increases the alarm, creating tension that doesn't disappear. It only intensifies. Each accelerated step seems to compress the space around you, making the air thick and suffocating. Your heart beats like a drum announcing the inevitability of confrontation. Your mind feels the weight of delayed decisions, ignored responsibilities, unresolved emotions, as if the entire world is demanding an answer. The tension isn't just fear, it's a warning. Avoiding truth doesn't diminish its power, it only amplifies it. The pursuer approaches with cruel patience, reminding you that the only escape is to face what you keep postponing. Every turn, every corridor intensifies the sense of urgency, making it impossible to keep running without finally looking back. And deep down, you realize the tension is an alarm, a force pushing you to take control of your life. The moment of courage. Despite the fear, this dream speaks of courage, asking you to stop running and turn around, to face what follows you so you can break the cycle and regain control. Freedom begins the moment you decide to confront what scares you. It's the instant when breath mixes with panic, but your awareness knows the only way out is to look straight at what frightens you. Each step toward the pursuer is an act of strength, even if your body trembles and your mind wants to retreat. The dream turns anxiety into power, and fear into decision. The darkness seems to pull back, recognizing that courage now commands the space. You realize there is no shame in feeling fear, only power in confronting it. And as you face the pursuer, it begins to lose the weight of its oppression, revealing what was always hidden. The dream shows that true strength is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. The revelation. When you finally face the pursuer, the energy of the dream shifts. Fears dissolve, truths emerge, and what once seemed threatening becomes clarity. The pursuer was never an enemy, but an internal messenger. Every detail that once terrified you now reveals meaning. Every shadow reveals a part of you that needed to be seen. The weight you felt transforms into understanding. What seemed chaotic reorganizes into symbols your mind tried to hide. The pursuer softens, showing that everything it carried was a bridge to self-discovery. You realize the threat was never outside, it was always within. Fear becomes insight, and insight becomes transformation. The dream teaches that facing what terrifies you is the only path to freedom. The pursuer dissolves not because it disappeared, but because you finally understood its message. the final message of the dream. This dream calls for emotional balance, inner honesty, and concrete action. The pursuer doesn't want to destroy you. It wants to guide you toward what must be resolved. Only when you answer this inner call does the chase finally end. Each step toward truth brings clarity, dissolving the darkness that once felt overwhelming. Running only prolongs the tension. Action brings peace. The shadows become silent guides, reminding you that every fear contains a lesson. Understanding arises when you recognize that the pursuer is part of you, and ignoring it is denying your own essence. The chase ends not because it vanished, but because you responded to the call that was always inside you. Fear transforms into strength. Insecurity becomes insight. Avoidance becomes awakening. And when you understand this message, the darkness no longer frightens you. It guides you. Now that you've uncovered the meaning behind the pursuer in your dreams, remember, it doesn't want to destroy you, only to reveal what must be faced. Courage, honesty, and action are the keys to turning fear into freedom. If this dream resonated with you, leave your like, subscribe, and activate the notifications so you don't miss the next revelations from your unconscious. And never forget, sometimes the things that scare us the most show us exactly who we really are.